Last day of the OTAs. Then they get a little bit of break. And then we head to mandatory minicamp. Got some news on contracts, money. And then we're going to talk a little Dalvin Cook. We're just going to talk a little bit. I promise. Just a little bit. What is up, Finn fans? Like I said, last day of OTAs, media wasn't there, but I got some things, little tidbits here and there. And like I said, we will talk a little bit about Dalvin Cook. Some people are hearing things, some people aren't hearing things, some people are this, some people are that. I'll situate it a little bit, being that it's post June 1st. And now it's like a lot of people are sitting around like, what is it happening? And like I said, but we'll get into that later. First and foremost, I want to talk about the cap space. So right now, the Miami Dolphins, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13th in the NFL in cap space with $13.77 million. Bottom five are Tampa Bay with 401,000. Kansas City with 1.2 million, Buffalo with 1.5 million, the Rams with 2.3 million, and the Raiders with 3.3 million. We all know what's going on with the Raiders, though. Failed his physical in March, and if he fails his physical again, they can just let him go, talk about Jimmy Garoppolo, and not have to pay him any of his contract and get all that money back. But you notice that the Bills and the Chiefs are bottom, right? 1.5 for the Buffalo Bills and 1.2 for the Kansas City Chiefs. And supposedly they're in the DeAndre Hopkins situation. And then obviously some people are hearing that Dalvin Cook might go, he's choosing between Miami and Buffalo, or that's his choices. Buffalo's got 1.5 million. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. Also, today, the Miami Dolphins have signed running back Devon Achane, tight end Elijah Higgins, and tackle Ryan Hayes. So like I said, if you guys remember, on Wednesday, I made the video. I said one of the first things they're going to do when they get that $13.6 million is sign the rookies. And they started. The only one that's not on there is Cam Smith. So they started to sign the rookies, and Devon Achane's contract is actually a pretty nice one. He gets 4 years, $5.4 million, includes $954,000 signing bonus, salary of $750,000, $997,000, $1.2 million, and $1.4 million. So that's a nice. So it's only a cap hit this year is $750,000. Again, you're looking at roughly $3.4 million to sign all the rookies, but with this contract and him only getting $750,000, it might, that 3.4 I think I said, could be lower because of the way they structured his contract. But they gave him a 4-year deal. They must really like what they're seeing out of Devon Achane, which is pretty nice to me. Cam Smith is the last one to get signed. He'll probably get signed today, tomorrow. There's no worrying about it because there's now kind of a structure to how, they get their contracts. There's a rookie wage scale. So there's not like, they're going to hold out because they want more money like it was back in the day. Not anymore. Give you a little bit of on-field stuff. It's not really much on-field stuff, but orange jersey goes to AVG, our outside linebacker / middle linebacker. Had a nice selection of music. Little of Seven Nation Army from the White Stripes. You got some rap thrown in there, some rock. Nice little collection. Then also, this video Nick Needham posted. Full speed running. Good to see it. Again, him, Brandon Jones, Trill Williams. Those are guys who haven't participated in OTAs because they are coming back from their injury. Hopefully we see them during training camp. I doubt we'll see them during mandatory minicamp. But obviously the likes of Tyreek Hill, Teron Armstead, Connor Williams, Zach Sealer, those 4 guys who are kind of doing their thing on their own, they'll be there next week. Again, the 6th to 7th and the 8th is mandatory minicamps, 3 days. I fully expect those guys to show up, even though, Connor Williams needs a new contract. Zach Sealer needs a new contract. Christian Wilkins needs a new contract. They like the team. They think we can do some things, and it's about winning to them. It's not really about the money. But overall, I kind of want to just go over real quick, because now that the OTAs are over, before we get into the Dalvin Cook discussion, what I thought of OTAs so far. There's some things that worried me, like the backup quarterback situation. I'm not hearing good things about Mike White. Again, it's OTAs. I'll wait till training camp. I'll wait till I can see him during the preseason. But I'm not hearing good things about Mike White, and it worries me, right? Because, again, I think Tua's taking the right steps to get better. I've seen Tua when he struggles or when he needs to do something, he does it and he fixes it. But I'm the type of guy now that I need to be shown it to believe it. You know what I'm saying? So, I hope he stays healthy, but we'll see. And the fact that Mike White is kind of struggling in OTAs when there's not a lot of pressure, there's not a lot, no pads, it's kind of just plain flag football, kind of worries me. Devon A-Chain, I'm hearing amazing things. I'm hearing really good things about Jalen Phillips. Tua's doing Tua things, making great throws, making good reads, has some balls missed here and there, hasn't thrown an interception, doing good things. Offensive line, you can't really get a peg on it, really. Again, we're not hearing much about the running game in the aspect of running. Like Devon A-Chain, a lot of things I'm hearing is his versatility. Like he's going out and catching passes and stuff like that. So I'm hearing good things so far. And again, there's high expectations kind of for this Miami Dolphins. Some people are picking them to make the playoffs. Some people, if Tua is healthy, is picking them to win the division, can get far in the playoffs, all that good stuff. So high expectations and good vibes coming out of OTAs. Like I said, we got mandatory minicamp and then we got training camp. So far, so good. So far, so good. Now let's talk about Dalvin Cook. Now, you guys you probably have heard rumors that his choices kind of come down to Buffalo and Miami. I don't know where Buffalo came from. Again, they have about $1.5 million in cap space. And if they want DeAndre Hopkins, which from what I'm hearing they do. The Chiefs do. There's Houston might want him back. And then Cleveland, I'm hearing Deshaun Watson is trying to get his buddy back. They don't have the money because DeAndre Hopkins is going to want Muko bucks. And then Dalvin Cook, from what I'm hearing, he doesn't want to take carries away from his brother. So it just doesn't make any sense to me. But I have kept hearing things about the Miami Dolphins. Like Kevin Scheift kind of put out an article on ESPN talking about the Vikings post-Dalvin Cook era has begun taking shape for months here. I tried to get at why he's still on the roster, how unusual it would be for him to remain on the team, viewing the backfield built around Alexander Madison. And yeah, if the Vikings try to play hardball and they keep Dalvin Cook on the team. And again, I'm not talking about this as in the aspect of he's coming to Miami. I'm just talking about in the aspect of Dalvin Cook and the Vikings. If they keep him on the team, it just doesn't make sense with how hard they're pushing Alexander Madison. And it would kind of be selfish of them not to try to move on. And that's where this article comes from Matt Lombardo, who is a writer for the Vikings, and he talks about a lot how Dalvin Cook would fit Miami's scheme, right? He says for several teams at the top of the Super Bowl hierarchy, Cook would be a luxury piece, and to some extent that would be the case for the Dolphins too. Miami deployed the backfield duo of Raheem Mostert and Jeff Wilson in 2022, but despite their versatility as contributors in the pass game, combined for 43 receptions, yada yada, the Dolphins boasted only the 24th rated rush offense. And I will defend Raheem Mostert and Jeff Wilson in that aspect because that necessarily wasn't because of them. And Mike McDaniel came out and even said that. There was times where they were running hard and then we stopped running the ball. Adding Cook into McDaniel's offense that emphasized speed on the perimeter and pushing the ball down the field vertically, passing game would certainly keep the defenses honest, not to mention Cook has potential to be a battering ram late in games when the Dolphins could have the chance to wear teams down while putting victories on ice. And there are people who are like, we don't need Cook. And they're not wrong. We don't need Cook. But to think that adding him to this team doesn't instantly make them better is just a mistake. Right? Cook can also make plays with the ball in his hands as a receiver. Last season, Cook pulled down 39 of his 51 targets for 295 yards. Go watch what he did against the Dolphins. The Dolphins would be a terrific fit. An NFC personnel executive told Heavy he's a great back. So a lot of people are already putting them together. Why Dolphins trade makes sense for Dalvin Cook and the Vikings. Cook is the type of player who can elevate the Dolphins' Super Bowl chance, which I agree, upon his arrival. His skill set isn't just an ideal fit for McDaniel's offense, but would complement the weapons Miami already has in place. Like I said, a lot of times what they're doing is they're trying to push the ball down the field. So the defense, and you saw it against the Chargers, are trying to take the middle of the field and up, away, giving everything underneath. Well, you just hand the ball off to Dalvin on a delayed handoff, and there you go. Meanwhile, the Vikings, if the organization is serious about trading a Cook and allocating his salary to the likes of Justin Jefferson, TJ Hawkinson, and finally figuring out long-term plans at quarterback, trading the workhorse back to Miami would get Cook out of the NFC. So, again, and there's also Dolphins have the resources they need, and a great fit for Cook. The money, too, just makes sense. Even though Cook is still set to count for $10.4 million against the cap this season, his consistent productivity and the fact that he's coming off a stellar 1,173 yards and 8 touchdowns campaign in 2022 should spark a strong market. That was done with one shoulder. So he was injured, and he still had 1,173 yards, 8 touchdowns. So Miami would have a hammer to go with all that speed, and AFC scout told Heavy on the condition of anonymity to speak freely about other teams. With Dalvin Cook, they'd really be held to stop on offense. It would almost be unfair to drop him in that situation. And that's where I'm coming from in my wanting of him, right? I don't think they will move on from Raheem Mostert. Obviously, Devon Achane's going to get his carries. Jeff Wilson might be the odd man out, but I do think that Ahmed and Gaskin would be the odd man out. But again, like I said, they ran a 21 personnel a lot, 34% of the time, which is 2 running backs, 2 wide receivers, a tight end. And yes, sometimes that was Alec Ingold, but also sometimes that was Tyreek Hill. You have more versatility at the running back position. You got Dalvin Cook back there, makes things different. So with me saying all that stuff and me telling you how he's a fit and everything, I do need to add an asterisk to all this. It all comes down to the Dolphins. Now, not once did I ever seriously say he is coming to Miami. Not once did I ever say it's a done deal, this, and that, right? Dalvin Cook is a Miami guy. He wants to play for the Dolphins. If he has his choice, like you heard Nick Hicks say, if he has his choice of all the teams, he wants Miami. And he's willing to play ball. It's about the Dolphins. So we'll see how much he's willing to play the ball, because in my personal opinion, I think the Dolphins will offer him a 2-year contract. I think the first year will probably be about $4 to $5 million, probably more closer to $4 million. And then the second year, maybe more, but there's no guarantees. Just the first year has the guarantees. And if he's willing to play ball and take that 2-year contract, then he'll be a Dolphin. If not, he might go somewhere else. But I don't think it'll be Buffalo. Buffalo doesn't make sense. 1, they don't have the money, and 2, his brother's there. That's what I got for you today. Comment below. Let me know what you think. What did you guys think of OTAs? What was your thoughts coming out of OTAs? Again, it's nothing big, and it was cut down. But comment below. Let me know what you guys think. I know how you guys feel about Dalvin Cook. I read your comments all the time. Some of you guys really want him. Some of you guys don't want him. And some of you guys think, hey, if we add him, cool. If we don't, that's fine. That's the situation I'm in. I'd love him on the team, but if we don't, I'm not going to cry about it. Comment below. Let me know all your thoughts, ideas, loves, interests, desires, and I will see you guys on Monday. So Monday, nothing's going on, and then Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday is mandatory minicamp, so you'll get mandatory minicamp videos Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Then Friday, after Thursday, they are done until late July, and that's when I start making my camp position battle videos. That's where I start making cool different types of videos concentrated around Dolphins, football, whatever. And if you guys have any ideas on videos you'd like to see me do, always leave a comment. Maybe put video idea. Like put video idea, like, you know, I asked for comment of the day, put video idea, and then let me know. And maybe I'll pick one. And I'll shout you out in the beginning of it. But other than that, I'll see you guys on Monday. Hope you guys have a fantastic weekend. Again, but if Dalvin Cook gets moved during the weekend, obviously I'm going to make a video. But other than that, like usual, stay classy. F's up.